This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura Integra for only $289 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, InterMiamiCF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place where you can take $10,000 off the 2025 Acura MDX. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Welcome aboard. How are you all doing? Doesn't mean my voice is back, by the way. It always kind of starts out that way. But we will try to maintain a pace. We're trying to, get this crap out of our system. So hopefully the voice can hang in there as much as possible. Well, and I appreciate all the well wishes, by the way, all the people DMing and stuff on all the different platforms. It's kind of nice to see things starting to move a little bit on the, what's that called? Blue Sky. I signed up for that thing a long time ago. But anyway, so it is picking up some movement there. But anyway, thank you all reaching out on the different platforms and even here on the chat board and all that good stuff. So thank you all. Appreciate it. We will do our best. We will try to do a little better than the Heat did last night. Wow. That was painful, wasn't it? It was ugly. When we're all growing up, we do stupid things. We make mistakes, all kinds of stuff. And so growing up is a painful process. And that's kind of what we're watching. We're watching to see if they can grow up, and it's a painful process. I mean, they shot 32% from the field, 17% from three-point range. Tyler, after scoring 40 points, he followed it up with an 11-point night on 4 of 19 shooting, 0 of 9 from three-point range. And Bam had 14 points on 5 of 13 shots. Wiggins had 23 points. He did shoot well from three-point range, at least. I did pick up 3 blocks also. There were some moments, or there were a couple of drives for Wiggins that were pretty nice, too. There wasn't enough. There aren't stars on this team. And that's just, you hope that somebody will develop and become that guy, but you just don't see it. You're 1-6 since the Butler trade. So this is just kind of part of the entire process, and you get to find out what you have now, overall. The Butler stuff, you maxed it out already. It is time to move on. Thank the Lord. He has his own agenda, whatever it is. He can go shit in his pants somewhere else. It's all good with me. But now you got to see what you got. And now you're going to find out if the front office has been able to produce anything that can actually lead the team. You know what I mean? Because stars are people that dictate the offense night in and night out. And that's where Tyler's not that guy yet. You know what I'm saying? He can score. There's no doubt about it. He's their best player when it comes to it, but he's not really a star that will dictate what goes on, and that defenses have to say, oh my God, we got to stop him. No, not really. They can let Skylar score and stop everybody else. Remember, when you're a bad team, somebody's got to score. And that's why they get their points, because they're the ones that are scoring and shooting a lot. Not to say that I'm not downplaying what Tyler has done this year. He's done a terrific job overall, but it's still not there. And that's what I saw last night. I just didn't see a team that has a star. And Wiggins, by the way, this is kind of his opportunity. He's got the coaching staff. He's always played with other guys that are supposed to be better than him and kind of lead. This is his opportunity. In a way, he has the experience around where he can go there now, or be here, that is, and kind of say, okay, let me make this my team. And let me become the guy here. And we haven't seen that yet. And that's, now, again, just got here. We'll see. Let's let this thing play out for the rest of the season. You got to give Spo time. There's been way too much change. throughout the first half of the season. Butler in, Butler out, all of that, all the crap. So now that everything is kind of set, although Jovic now you lose, now that you at least know what you have, now you work with it and let's see what happens till the end of the year. But I mean, it's just not good. That's all. It's just not a good team. It's hard to maximize this and say, oh my God, these guys are going to be a top 4 seed, 5 seed or something. And they're going to be lucky to be in the play-in is what it is. Kind of what they've been the last couple of years. So, but it was ugly last night. It was tough to watch. I was going back and forth with several people on text and I did a little social media, but very little social media because it's just not worth it. It's like clubbing seals. It's low-hanging fruit at this point with the Heat. It's so obvious what it is. They are back in action tomorrow night against Atlanta in those weird back-to-back settings. So we'll see what happens with the Heaters. But, yeah, that was ugly last night, man. Can't say any more than that. What can I tell you? Yes. By the way, do want to remind you on Friday, we're going to be out at Acura of Pembroke Pines. We'll be hanging out there with Larry Schlossberg and the boys, having some fun. And you can come on out there and join us. We'll be out there at 10 o'clock. It'll be the last day. I think that's the last day of the month, isn't it? I think so, right? So it's the last day of the month. We got the customer appreciation sales event going on right now. Got 0.9% financing for 72 months on the ZDX. So let's go, man. Get electrified. Check out the ZDX, $449 a month. The 2025 Integra right now, 3.9% financing for 60 months. You can get it for $339 a month. Customer appreciation sales event extends to the RDX also. 3.9% financing for 72 months. And, of course, the MDX Tech, that thing, I've said it many times, it's like you're in a spaceship. It is just beautiful. It is a great vehicle. You can get $10,000 off right now, the MSRP. Number 1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Get on out here and take advantage of it. At 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Let me see what we got here on the chat board. Horn Dog, number 1 in there. I really don't see our Heat making the playoffs. Yeah, it's there's a good chance they don't make it. If anything, playing. That's the best that they'll do. Jeff in Long Island. I hope George Harrison is on your B-Day list later today. Probably he's on that list. Cosa Nostra. Huge shout out to the people who participate in Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, obviously, to open up the show. It was phenomenal to see. One-Eyed Jack taking advantage of that dip. We are at 87,000 Bitcoin right now. 86.8, baby. I want to buy a little bit, but I'm just kind of waiting here and see where it might be the bottom, because it's hard to time. You never really can time the top or the bottom. But I'm about to just, buy a little bit, but I'm just waiting for it. Just waiting a little bit more. I was going to buy last night. I go, let me wait. And it actually, paid off. So there you go. And by the way, while the dip is going on, you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation to the show. Okay, Cash App or Venmo. That's a great time to make a donation to the show. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can use the QR codes that Sean Stanley is showing you there, and also on PayPal, you can make a donation too on the program, which is good during a dip to make a donation. We appreciate it as always. Jamie Zoria in San Jose. Kyle Cockrell is in. Says, sure glad I have my crypto on Tangem. Yes, of course. You got to have it on a cold storage wallet, dude. I feel bad for the people I had on Bybit, but come on, man. How many times do we have to talk about it? Hey, listen, Bybit, Studley, they covered all 1.5 billion. So you got to give them credit there that at least they covered it. Okay, that's strong on their part. They covered it. And the withdrawals, they let anybody withdraw. They didn't lock it down and all that. So they were very upfront. The owner made a mistake, and he paid the price. He could not. He easily could have avoided the hack. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't go to Ledger to confirm his address, which is what he's supposed to do. He knows it. And he went lazy, and he paid the price. That's it. Hackers are very powerful people, man. They can get to any of us at any time they want. But there are sometimes opportunities where you are protected, and you have to make sure you follow your own protocol. And he didn't even follow his own protocol, so he paid the price. But he covered it. So I give them a lot of credit. I don't buy on Bybit myself, but I give them a lot of credit. Alexis Palenzuela, Jay Gelfin is in the house on a Taco Tuesday, smashing it, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and subscribe. Yes, sir, please. And hit the like button. Very important. Ray Sosa, Jake from Palatown. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you. Big Johnson in. Thank you, sir. You are awesome. Lisa Rose, Ty in the Bronx, Gus 1388. NorCal says, Big O, let's get a Big O crew to join my next fitness challenge. Man Nation WOD 2025. It's only 29 squats with weights by 7. And a 400-meter run by 7, which is 10 times, 7 times, that is. I'm doing this with 95 pounds, now going for 135 end of April. Maniac. But if you guys want to be a maniac and join NorCal, which you'll get in great shape because he's always in great shape. Lenny Pena is in the house. I think we've hit rock bottom with this heat. Yeah. It's pretty bad. TJ Superman, Lucas. Again, I'm good with the heat going in this direction. It's going to be painful. I get it. But it's time to turn the page. It's time to get some cap space. It's time to try to get some picks. Listen to me, Heat. If you can trade Tyler in the offseason, do it. You want pain? Try being a Sixers fan. I used to be one. Before I had the heat. I have a big, giant Dr. J poster right there. It's about 6 foot tall, and it's him skying in his Sixers uniform with his Converse on. So I have it right there. It's a laminated 6 foot poster because I love the Doc. But those weren't painful times. They were good times. They weren't great. We had one moment to shine, but it was a league dominated by 2 teams at that time. So, but yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. You guys are going through a rough one. Hang in there, Lucas. Embiid is just a lazy bum, dude. That's really the problem. That Embiid's a lazy bum. Juan says, I know we want the Heat to be winning games, but losing may benefit us. If Warriors get pick 11 through 30 and we get pick 1 through 14, we have we have 2 first-round picks in the rebuild. I know. I'm good with it, dude. Plus, it's good to put all these young guys out there in the fire and put them in the heat every night, and they've got to try to dig themselves out. And then we're going to find out who's who, man. I love it. That way you can really find out who you want to keep and who you want to continue to build and then who you want to move on from. And then hopefully you can collect more picks because you might have an opportunity with one more move. Anyway. Right now, Big O, any truth to Tyreek getting Wes Welker fired? Mike, I saw that Joe Rose apparently said it on the show, and Joe's tight with Wes Welker. Joe's not tight with the organization. So I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows his people in the organization, but there are people in the hierarchy that have kind of blocked him out and don't deal with him. So, but Wes is one that I would say does deal with him. And Joe's not going to throw something out like that if there's no substance behind it. Joe doesn't throw stories out like bullshit stories. Okay, so I'm telling you, from what I know that he may not get along with everybody in that organization, but he does have access to some people in that organization, and he certainly has access to Wes Welker. And Wes got fired. And if Wes is bitter about the situation, Wes could easily tell Joe about it. So I would believe Joe Rose in this situation. I don't know anything about it, but I would lean to Joe if he said that. I don't think Joe is – when Joe, guesses on something or has an opinion on something, he'll tell you. But if he says, hey, look, this is what I'm hearing that, Tyreek, I can believe that. I can believe that. Why? You guys remember what's going on about the money? Well, they clearly were worried about him bitching about his money, and that's why they paid him. There were people in that building that didn't want to pay him. Several people didn't want to pay. Several people didn't want to guarantee Tyreek the money they guaranteed him. I know because I've talked to them. But they had a change of heart all of a sudden, and it was because I think it's really led by Mike McDaniel. This is a reason why I'm so off the Mike McDaniel thing. It's just like I think Mike McDaniel caters to these guys way too much, and he might have gotten the front office and everybody else and begged the hell out of Eno because he'll be bitching and complaining or something. And they were probably worried about him bitching and complaining, Tyreek, about his money. And they gave him his money. And maybe they were bitching and complaining with Wes Welker. Wes Welker played for Belichick, dude. So there's no way he's a soft coach. He's probably a hard ass. And this is why I tell you guys and gave you the example in the middle of the season against Green Bay on a 3rd and 16. That's all I need to know about a coach, the coach's team. That the coach is looking at his play sheet, and when he looks up at 3rd and 16 to call the play, his top 2 receivers have opted out to take a breather. What kind of discipline is that? So I would not be surprised if the inmates are running the asylum with Mike McDaniel. And he's soft because look at him. He acts it all the time. So, yeah. I can see them unfortunately catering too much to the player. Hey, the Miami Heat. Did you ever think Pat Riley would allow a player to fly in his own plane, stay in his own hotel, have his agent inside the building and playing cards inside the locker room, all that kind of shit? That's Pat Riley. Catering to players. Guess what's happened to the Miami Heat? Did you catch the conversation I had with Ira? Was it 2 weeks ago? We were talking about the Pat Riley sobbing and the Jimmy Butler, right? And I said to Ira in that interview, I said, I get you're trying to connect, but this is not the players you want to do this with. I need the old Pat Riley. I need the guy that's going to be more of a dick. And in defense of Pat Riley, I will admit something that it's just screwed up, bro. As a man, okay, as you get older, and, you know, I can't speak for a single man that has had no love in his life, okay? Can't talk about that individual. If you're one of them, you've never had a wife, you've never had a child, you don't have a family, you haven't gone through all those kind of things, they change you. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older, you're more emotional about things. So you mellow out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the normal man like myself that has, you know, the normal extensions that we, you know, grow up with and then develop with. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where Pat Riley has gotten a little softer because he's got a family. And the Heat is a kind of his family. So I can see as he gets older, but that's not what this is for, dude. You gotta have a little bit more of an edge. And that's where I've been telling you for a while that Riley hasn't had his fastball for a while. Well, I look at Mike McDaniel and there's zero fastball there. That's a problem. So, yes, long story short, I can easily believe Joe Rose when he says Tyreek Hill got Wes Welker fired. I think that's very plausible. I think that's very, very realistic. Yes, it makes sense because they weren't going to give him the money. They weren't guaranteeing him the money. There was a rift in the building about that. And the not give him the money was winning. Then all of a sudden, they just changed their train of thought in the building, and they decided to give it to him. And I think it's because they worry about him bitching, which F that, bro. F that. F him, F that. That's the way I would have run the business. But I'm a little different. Okay? In that sense, as I've proven many, many times, lately I'm way better than the Heat and the Dolphins when it comes to getting off the gravy train. They don't know when to get off the gravy train. I apparently know when to get off the gravy train. They don't. And that's been a problem for the Heat and the Dolphins. Sean, give me 30 seconds to clear the throat. Por favor.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Not hearing you, oh, not hearing you.
Well, it would help if I turned up the volume.
Okay, all right.
Yes. Yeah. I'm an idiot. What can I tell you? Where are we at with Bitcoin, by the way? 86,634. It's a sweet-ass dip, dude. Got me a little more Caspa this morning. Got a little more Alethea. I never got Alethea this cheap, which is just amazing. So it's good. Let's see, what else do we have? Juan Rosa says, Big O, wishing you well. Heat sucks. Bam is a scrub. Mickey's a cheap owner, and Spo is not the problem. Sorry, it is what it is. Mickey is not a cheap owner, but he has cheap tendencies. Because he'll spend, but it's got to be like in the perfect situation, or if not, but he doesn't really gamble on spending. So he is a I won't call him a cheap owner, because that's what we have with the Marlins. That's what we had with Viner and company with the Panthers before Viola and Sifu. You know, I wouldn't call him a cheap owner, but he has some cheap tendencies. And it is what it is. What are you going to do? Now, Bam's not a scrub. Bam needs to be the guy that complements two stars. But if you're going to put Bam in a role where he's one of your top two guys, yeah, it's not who he is. He'll get exposed all the time because he doesn't have that dog mentality in him offensively. He refuses to be the person that imposes their offensive will on teams. He doesn't have it in him, like his girlfriend, unfortunately. I wouldn't call him a scrub. I just think that now he's completely out of place, because now you need him to be a 1 or a 2, and he's not that. Not even close. Brian Landis, Brian Morgado, Quantum Vortex. Yes, sir. 11 points from Hero. Randy says, when you start blaming Spo for these disastrous chokes, I don't blame Spo for any of this stuff. He doesn't have anything to work with, dude. And he's at 500. Let's see. I mean, just like a quick overview, because what happens sometimes with some of you out there, you kind of lose sight and you're spoiled, you know? So Heat are 26 and 30. Philadelphia should be better than 20 and 37 even without Embiid, right? Because you've got at least Tyrese Maxey. It's really a better player. The Orlando Magic have had some injuries, but they're 3 games ahead of Miami, and they've got younger players that are better than Miami's. You know, you start looking around the league, and there are teams that have better players, and yet, I mean, Minnesota's won 32 games to Miami's 26. It's not like it's, oh my God, and Minnesota's got a much better team. So you start looking around. By the way, the Warriors have won 30 games with Jimmy Butler now. We'll see how much they finish at the end of the year. They're in the 9th spot at this point in time. Sacramento Kings supposedly have better young talent than Miami, and they've got 29 wins. Phoenix has all that talent, all those people. 27 wins. Wemby just got injured. 24 wins. So, and these are teams that have some kind of stars that Miami doesn't even have. I can't really blame Spo when there's nothing to work with. There are no stars on the Miami Heat. And yet they're the 9th seed right now. I don't know, man. I've seen Spo do everything and anything possible with all these lineups. He's not the problem. The problem is the front office. They haven't done a good job overall. That's the real problem. Spo is not even close to being the problem. So I wouldn't point fingers at Spo. I personally laugh at people that point fingers at Spo. I kind of look at it like you don't understand what's really going on. Anyway, what else? Let's see. Ocala Joe says, I'm also off to apply at McDonald's to buy more Bitcoin. Yes, sir. Michael Saylor today. Sean Stanley, if you can, pull up the tweet. Michael Saylor, who runs Strategy and obviously one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin, just bought $2 billion of Bitcoin this week. He put out this tweet considering a second job to acquire more Bitcoin. So, because if people, when like there's a dip or something like that in the market, they come out with the McDonald's hats and all that kind of stuff. Like, oh my God, I'm going to need a second job, that kind of shit. So he came out with a Bitcoin hat and a Bitcoin cup and ready to go, ready to work. Gotta love it. Relentless. It's beautiful. Beautiful. What else do we have? Brian Morgado. Sam the Man. Lucas offseason trade Tyler Bam and first round pick for Giannis, who might want out of the Bucks if they don't make the playoffs. Alexis Palenzuela, I have a stepchild now, 11 years old. They mellow you out big time. I mean, you know, if you have a family and you don't mellow out, I don't know, bro. You know, as you get older, it just happens to you. So I can relate to how Riley is, but for his business, he needs to be a lot more colder and more calculated. Warriors clearly won the Jimmy trade. Everybody was going to win the Jimmy trade, dude. Jimmy killed the value of the trade. How long did it take you to figure that out, Jermaine? Not sure. You know, everybody with a brain, before the trade was made, you knew that you were done getting a max for that trade. So nobody was on the Miami side. They were never going to win the Jimmy trade. So I'm not sure what you were expecting. Nobody could trade for the guy. He didn't want to go anywhere except Phoenix, and he accepted the Warriors in the end because they could not make the Phoenix deal, and the Warriors were the only team that was stupid enough to give him an extension. So they were never going to win that trade, buddy. Captain Saki, true Fin fan. Randy Rodriguez. The Heat has the most double-digit blown losses, not even lesser teams. They're soft, Randy. It's a soft team. Riley once called his team shrinking violets. That's exactly what they are. Morning, I'm not optimistic about the Dolphins this year. That's being said. Do you think Buffalo's window is closing? Ray, I don't give a shit. All I know is my team is done for 2025. So what do I give a shit what happens? That's all. I don't have hope for my team, unfortunately. True Fin fan, Warriors are old, ain't going anywhere. And I'm glad Jimmy Shit Shorts is gone. I agree, True Fin fan, and thank you for the love in the super chat. Very nice. Big O, before I was hesitant to trade Hero, but now I'm with you. It's time to trade Hero and blow it up. Yeah. Jimmy Butler made up for Spo's incompetence. Warriors 5-1, Heat 1-5. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyway, I don't expect you guys to get it all. It is what it is. That's kind of the way it goes. Oh, by the way, we did create it, and you guys have a chance to send us to Spain to cover the entire week's event. We will do our live show. There'll probably be a Dolphin bar there that we can maybe broadcast from. I'm pretty sure there'll be one somewhere there. And we'll be able to do our broadcast, our regular show, our daily show there, and do our typical pre- and post-game show, cover the events, the Dolphin events throughout the week, all that kind of stuff. So have some fun out there. So we have created a GoFundMe to send the show to Spain and cover this. We don't want to really do a bunch of road trips like we did last year. This is the only road trip that's really worth going to. And this one, legendario. And me being Basco, there we go. So there's the QR code. You could go to all of our social media extensions and you can check it out there. Can we put this link also on YouTube on the where the sponsors are at and all that stuff? Can we add that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add it. They usually don't go. I mean, that area doesn't get used a whole lot. They usually take it off the show, but yeah, we'll add it.
Right, but just in case. Just in case. So if you guys are kind enough and you want to get us to Spain to cover the Dolphins' historic trip to Spain versus we don't know yet. So I kind of figured out how much, it's expensive. Holy shit. So there's no way we could do it. But, I'll try to team up with sponsors, but there's no way sponsors are going to only pay for this trip. So this is why we want to see if we can come up with it and produce it, and love to go and cover this event because this is historic. And who knows, man? You know what would be nice? It would be nice that this trip, whenever it is in November or December, that it means something. That it, like we're having a hell of a season. Something we didn't expect. Would be cool. Would be cool. Not expecting it, but it would be cool. What else do we have here? Big O, before I was hesitant. Okay, I got that. What's your recollection and best memory of White Chocolate during his stint with the Heat? Only one. Only one. Only one moment I have with White Chocolate. That's it. We're in Dallas. They just won the championship. And champagne is being sprayed all over the place. And all of a sudden, in one moment there in the locker room, he stands up and says, "They said I was going to be a problem. They said I couldn't get along. They said I couldn't play in structure. They say I couldn't win." What do they say now? I'm kind of paraphrasing. But all the crap that they talked about when they brought him here, he was able to coexist with everybody, and he controlled the flash and got the job done. Didn't get too crazy with some of his passes and all that. He had a couple of really nice, no looks and all that kind of stuff that he used to do, but he played more discipline. And so it was a moment for him to let it out. It's not something that you really see on television or on radio, because you had to be in the moment at that spot. You know, you had to be right there. And I don't know if anybody ever aimed the camera, because when you're in a locker room, sometimes it's especially for the camera people, it's all tight shots because you just don't. It's a locker room. Somebody could be naked or something, so they try to keep it waist up and try to all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if anybody caught him exploding at that moment, saying it with it was like a relief for him. So that to me is the one moment that stands out, because it was his moment to kind of unload that monkey off his back that everybody, had about him, that, oh yeah, hell of a talent, but too much of a hot dog, too much of a show off, not efficient enough, all that other stuff. So that's what I remember most about him. That moment right there in the locker room in Dallas after defeating the Mavericks and winning the championship in Game 6. Jason Williams went crazy. And he wanted to tell the world that they were wrong about him. So that was cool. That was cool. It's good for him. Good moment to kind of get that off of him. Shang Tu Sheng, what's happened to Bitcoin today? All right. Lots of things are happening. First of all, the Feds chose not to print. So that kind of set them back. A lot of people thought that they would print here at the end of January and February. They would start opening up the printer. Powell decided to hold off. Inflation is still super sticky because they've been lying to you the entire time about 2% and all that. They have fudged the numbers so badly that it's impossible to get to 2%, because we're really right around 6 or 7% at this point. But the fudge numbers, you'll be in the 3s for now. That'll be the lows, but dealing with that. Plus, Powell's waiting for the Republicans' bill, which will obviously increase spending by trillions. So he knows that if he doesn't turn on the printer, they will. One way or the other, right? So you got that battle going on. Trump has now announced yesterday tariffs are going ahead with Mexico and Canada anyway. That hurts. Binance is dumping. Some kind of whale game going on to kind of squeeze out the longs and the shorts. Bybit hack happened. 1.5 billion scares people, even though they covered it. You have idiots that they got hacked, so I'm going to sell mine. Happens. We still have no Bitcoin or crypto regulations, so we're waiting for Congress and the Senate and all that to come up with the regulations. We have not passed the Bitcoin reserve bill. We are waiting for the states to pass their own Bitcoin reserve bills. So, God damn it, bro. Fucking pisses me off, bro. Anyway, so now they know that the printers are not going to go on until June. Powell will hold off till May, make the announcement, and then quantitative easing will start, and they'll start flushing the economy with dollars. Right now, quantitative tightening is still going on. So they're pulling dollars out of the economy. So right now there's less dollars out there. There's no, their risk assets aren't going to go up. You're not going to make all the loans, all that kind of stuff. So that's what's going on. Okay. What else? Big O, there's a Spain fan club for sure. They'll have a base camp set up. Well, we're definitely. Are you going, NorCal, to that? Am I going to see you there? Well, I don't know if I'm going, but we'll see. Depends on what kind of support we get from you all and all that. So please hit the QR code if you can make a donation. Help us get to Spain. What else do we have here? Spain has everything. Food is amazing. Views are beautiful. Most importantly, the women. I'm married, so it's great, but it's not a big deal. Ernie D, let's support the Big O. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Cheapest I saw a hotel and airfare was, I know. No. I know. Unless Cass is at $42, then I'm all in. Oh, man. What else? Reality is starting to set in. Hero and Bam are third options on a championship team. Do you watch this show, Jermaine? What's that? Like you deliver the news after it was old news. This is not the show that you want to make a declaration that Tyler Hero and Bam aren't stars. I think we've been ahead of the curve on that one, ahead of everybody on that one, especially all the local media on the Bam stuff. Woo! Talk about swing and miss the whiff. So Jermaine just figured out now that the Heat lost the trade for Jimmy, and that now he figured out that Hero and Bam aren't stars. Folks, let's give a hand for Jermaine. Telling you. Woo! The intelligence is deep. By the way, Dolphins claim Ryan Bump Cooper off waivers from the Seahawks. Yes, he is starting. He'll be an all-pro. He'll get it done. Guaranteed. So anybody with the name like Ryan Bump Cooper, bump and duck. We're bumping and a ducking. It's over. On a serious side, Eddie Hill, former Dolphin running back, passed away. Rest in peace. Obviously, my thoughts and prayers to the Hill family and to all the Dolphins players that played with Eddie back in the day. What else do we have going on? By the way, I saw that an unidentified team proposed to ban the tush push to stop it. And I was thinking about this. Is that sour grapes? Okay, if something was illegal or something was so advantageous, then everybody would do it and copy it, right? So why is it that in this case, right, nobody's really copying them? They're doing it and nobody else really does it like them because of the combination of quarterback, obviously, and everything else. And they have been able to, have a dominant center. They lost one, replaced him with another. And it's pretty hard to do that. But somehow they did it. So I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not an Eagles supporter. I'm just trying to be a little objective here. Sounds to me like sour grapes. Find a way to stop it, dude. The Bears use Refrigerator Perry for short yardage stuff because he was a big athletic guy. Refrigerator Perry could dunk. So 330-pound men that could jump up in the air and dunk is pretty impressive, So there have been moments where people take advantage of somebody's skill set. It's not really cheating, So until you come up with a way that you design a defense to stop it, I kind of find it unfair to ban it. I really do. I just think they found a way to, get an extra yard like nobody else has. Yet if it was so advantageous and so easy, why isn't everybody else doing it? And then at that point is when you ban it. But if only one team can master it, so we're going to stop Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from doing the hook? Oh, no. No, Kareem. No. You can't do the hook anymore. Can't stop it. Nobody else can do it. You're 7'2" and you're going like this. It's like a 10-foot person shooting. How are we going to block it? No, it's unfair. Sometimes there are moments in life where there's an advantage, and whatever it is in whatever sport, if you're able to take advantage of it, that's a skill set. I kind of, it to me, it's just, right. The Bills did it also. They got it. But again, it's different with the Bills because they have Josh Allen. So that's different. That's an enormous human being. I don't put the Bills one the same as the Eagles one. Bills is different. You have a battering ram in Josh Allen. So that's kind of where it's a little different. It's a little different. I wouldn't put the Bills one in the same breath as the Eagles, but I wouldn't ban it. I would not ban it at all. You don't like it? Stop it, dude. It's in your division. Those of you, Redskins, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants, that's your job, dude. It's in your division. Build the trenches so you can stop it. That's what you got to do. But I find it weak and cheesy to want to say, oh, no, we got to ban it. Why? Because they have dominated? That's not fair. It's a legal play. It's brutal to stop, but it's a legal play. I just, unless everybody's doing it, and that creates an advantage because everybody can do it, because it gives you an advantage, fine. But if there's only one team dominating in it, I personally would not allow them to cancel it. What else do we have? Miami 305. How much lower do you think Bitcoin's going to go? And do you see it reaching 250K in 4 months? Yes. I don't know how much lower it'll go. I didn't expect it to get here to 87,487. I think I told you guys months ago, you'll never see the 70s again and the 60s and all that. Still believe that. But I got to be honest. I'm even surprised it got down to 87 right now, as it is. But this is really good for the rich people because they scare a lot of people off. So now they'll all buy it cheaper. They'll buy the altcoins cheaper. And this is why they stay rich. And this is why I'm panicking. In fact, I think it's going up now. I think it's time to make that buy. Buy right here in 87. 87.5. Yeah. Yeah, because we hit 86.59 and we're at 87,400 now. So yeah, I think we hit the bottom here. I am personally buying myself. Okay. So that's what I can tell you. Miami 305. What else? Big O, Bitcoin is pulling a McDaniel. I wouldn't even come close to comparing the two. U.S. Treasury Besant says U.S. economy is brittle underneath due to excessive spending by Biden administration. He leaves out Trump. Biden 8.2 million, Trump 7.8 trillion. So combined 16 trillion. By the way, George Bush Jr. and Obama combined 14 trillion. Doesn't matter which side. They all take turns. They just fool the people that follow them about how bad one side is and how good the other side is when they all spend, bro. They all spend. Just bought $50 worth of Bitcoin at 88. Good for you, Juan. Good for you. Who do the Dolphins draft 13th overall, Big O? I have none right now. A fat guy. I wait till free agency is done. So first, free agency. Let's see what happens. And then we can talk draft and have a better feel. I get it, dude. Most Dolphin fans, like a lot of you out there, you're a one sport dog. You just love your Dolphins. It's all you can talk. But there's nothing to talk about right now. What am I going to talk about? A player that may be available, may not be available. They may not even draft him because they might sign it in free agency. It's just a waste of time. Oh, man. It is torturous to do the show, I got to say. So it's rough, man. Jesus Christ. Give me 2 minutes, bro. Let me clear the throat here. See if I can polish it up a little bit down the stretch here. Thank you. So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. I gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you're getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. We're trying, man. We're trying. The voice is trying to hold up. By the way, Mike McDaniel is, speaking of Mike McDaniel is at the podium in Indianapolis. Thank the Lord I am not there. Teron Armstead, not ready to say if he wants to play yet. Mike McDaniel says the team will proceed as though they are moving on from Armstead in free agency in the draft. So that's kind of, I know it's a nice talking point, to be quite honest. Kind of the Calais Campbell one. And I think I told the story to David Furones, right? That I said, Teron Armstead is just being a decent human being, talking about his future, and because he's still under contract until the year ends in March when the league season starts. All those contracts are done, and then he becomes a free agent. It's great for writers to write. It's great for Dolphin-centric sites to talk about, oh, will they bring back Calais or not? Will they bring back Teron Armstead or not? Let me ask you something, folks. Outside of just being a blind-ass Dolphins fan, why would they want to come back here? Not exactly sure. And as for a Dolphins fan, let's be honest now. As I told Furones, I get it, bro. He's a great soundbite. I don't want Teron Armstead back anymore. Why'd you draft Patrick Paul? Because he's supposed to play, right? Well, it's his second year. What are we waiting for? 3-4 years from now? No, dude. Get his ass in there, and he better be the guy. And let's go. Stop counting on a guy you can't count on. But if I'm Teron Armstead, what little I have left, I'm going to give it to a championship caliber team, which Miami isn't even close to it. And Calais knows. He's been around McDaniel enough. He knows. Come on, man. Reggie McKenzie leaving was not a good sign. So I'm just, and this whole thing, why, if you're Calais Campbell, if you're Teron Armstead, and you don't have much left, and you're a pro and all that, why the fuck would you want to come back here? That makes no sense. None. I would think that if you come back here, you professionally don't make good decisions. You were already here. You see what it is. You see what that coach is, that he has no organizational skills whatsoever. Why would you want to come back? So they should operate as Teron isn't coming back, because they shouldn't want him back, and Teron Armstead shouldn't want to be back. And it's time for Patrick Paul to move forward. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here that he is talking about? McDaniel said wide receiver Tyreek Hill had surgery on his wrist. It was a ligament issue, not a broken wrist. And looking to catch in summer. McDaniel has a high regard for Wes Welker, not specifically related to Tyreek Hill, says Joe Shad. Let's see what else. As for the Tyreek Hill stuff, I would imagine we're also going to be hearing about a lawsuit against the officers, which I wouldn't blame Tyreek for doing that anyway. He should sue the shit out of that officer overall. Even though he acted like an idiot, the officer acted like a complete criminal. But all BS aside from that, if he did suffer any kind of damages, or he thinks he did, or they can prove that he did, or whatever, then you go after. I would imagine that that's going to be part of this whole thing too in the offseason. That he may be challenging. But as for the wrist, listen, Tyreek Hill doesn't get any breaks from me. He's been dropping passes since year one. He runs wrong routes. They turn into turnovers. That has nothing to do with your wrist. He takes plays off, as the aforementioned Green Bay play, in the middle of games all the time. So, by the way, this whole thing about that he works as hard as anybody and all that kind of stuff, why are you taking plays off? You know when you take plays off? When your team's on defense. Or when you got a 20 or 30-point lead. But he takes plays off on 3rd and 16 in a key moment against Green Bay, or he takes plays off at the end of the year when he quits on his team. So Tyreek Hill gets no breaks on this show. I know the phony that he is already, but I don't fall for all the BS that clearly the Miami Dolphins do, and a lot of you fans and some of the media do. I see through Tyreek Hill's complete bullshit. So he gets no breaks here. I don't care. I hope he heals up. but it doesn't excuse his behavior, his inconsistencies, or his lack of professionalism. Okay? I don't expect to have any real earth-shattering news here from the coach. But all this stuff here is kind of expected. Not seeing anything else that is being said so far. If you see anything else there, Sean, please tell me. I am trying to keep up with it. What else do we have here? If we don't draft a D lineman or O lineman at 13, I'll be upset. I won't lie. If we take the Boise State running back at 13, I'll cry. Yeah, that's ridiculous to take the running back. You got to take a lineman. I'm with you. Big O, I'm a complete moron when it comes to Bitcoin, says True Fin Fan. My daughter is running my Bitcoin. Can the whole Doge thing and trying to bring down the debt hurt Bitcoin again? No, nothing. They can't do anything. They will only pump Bitcoin to the moon. Doesn't matter. The incompetence that we have in our governments, doesn't matter what side it is, Republicans or Democrats. I don't give a shit about either side. If you haven't figured that out yet, as I explained, True Fin Fan, George Bush, $6 trillion in 8 years. Obama, $8 trillion in 8 years. Trump, $7.8 trillion in 4 years. Biden, $8.2 trillion in 4 years. And Trump will spend. They'll have a new budget coming out, and it'll increase our debt limit to $3-4 trillion. Okay, they're going to spend all this Doge stuff. First of all, there's not even enough proof of all the stuff that they say they're finding. Are they going to find some stuff? Of course, dude. Of course, there's a bunch of dirty stuff going on. But it's been going on, I'm sure, for decades. And I'm sure they'll clean up some of that stuff. But will it do anything in the end? No, they were going to have to spend anyway. They're going to spend a lot. They'll probably pass the $8.2 trillion that Biden spent. They'll go to 10. So they'll dig us deeper into the abyss like every single side does when they take their turn. So all of this is a dog and pony show. We all will get burned in the end unless you own this. Our money will head into hyperinflation as the next couple of years develop. That's all. So Democrats, Republicans, they can't stop it because they're too busy contributing to it. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Let your daughter keep buying and stacking. Stack, bro. It's limited. So stack. Keep stacking. Florida is the hockey capital of the world right now. Miami and Tampa. As a Leafs fan, I envy you guys year in and year out. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. It's very nice of you. Coming from a Toronto fan. Mad props. Big O, you look pale. Hope you're feeling okay. No, I feel good. It's just I got stupid shit in my throat, man. Not to be personal, but how much would you purchase at 87? I'm interested in getting into investing. Whatever you can afford. Brian, I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch. Just a dude that likes crypto. Just a big mouth that runs a radio show. That's it. I have no expertise. So you do your own homework. But here's how I look at it. If you have any money that's just sitting there and you're not using it right now for bills, and it's extra money. It's in your savings account or your checking account or your mattress, okay? If you have just your money sitting there losing value every day and you don't put it into Bitcoin, here's what I think. You're a fucking idiot. Are we clear on that? Oh, no, you might not be making a good decision. Hey, have you ever thought about this? No. You're a fucking idiot. That's all I say. Don't have a savings account. Have a Bitcoin account. No piggy bank. No mattress. No savings account. No extra money in your checking account. Any extra money that you have, God bless you. If you have any extra money, it should be Bitcoin. So put it this way. If I had 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 sitting there, I'd convert it all to Bitcoin. Are we clear on that? I hope my advice is crystal clear what I would do. Okay? Anybody that has extra fiat currency sitting around, you're a dumbass. That's my advice to everybody in the world. That's all. All those people that run all our governments and all our Federal Reserves all over the world, they know every currency is dying and they can't stop it. They just won't tell you. So that's why your money buys less and less every month. Over 16 years, Bitcoin only buys more. So buy, hodl, just let it go. It'll grow. It'll grow massively. Oh, God. So Think Blue Dodgers is doing a little Berlin. He's walking in LA. McDaniel will be fired by midseason. It could happen. That is a possibility, as they say. Anyway, Armstead can retire until June 1st, or he causes an $18 million cap hit for Finns. After June, it drops to $8 million, and then he'll sign somewhere else. You know? That's it. That's what he'll end up doing. Let me see if we have anything new from Mike McDaniel at the podium. McDaniel and Javon Holland's free agency. Javon has earned the right to go out and test his market. He's stolen the Chris Greer line. Yes, sir.
He's also asked about the running back room without Mostert and Wilson. He said he's excited about an incomplete room, expects A-Chain and Jalen Wright to form a lead tandem, but Miami will add 2 to 3 more players before training camp.
Okay. Hopefully they'll add a big back. I would love that. I know a lot of people talk about the Martinez kid. I got no problem with that. You know, there'll be something in that 3rd, 4th round that you can get yourself a big back. You don't have to reach in the 1st or 2nd round and add a big. But the problem is, will this guy use him? Will he stick with the run? All those kind of things. Horn Dog says, amen. Oh, I see right through Tyreek Hill's bullshit. Had teammates just like him. You see a person's true character during adversity. That's it. That's it. John Padilla, thank you for checking in the Bay Area, sir. And by the way, already making donations to our trip to Spain. Thank you already. Appreciate that. Very nice. Yes, sir. What are you going to say, Sean?
Hold on a minute. Forgot to turn the mic on. I'm not sure if you saw this one or not, or if you said it, but Joe Shad adds, Dolphins have a couple linemen targeted in free agency. Mike McDaniel said. McDaniel says it's time for us to invest in the position in free agency and the draft.
Really? You mean you just can't get somebody off the street and teach them how to be a guard? Oh, I didn't know that. Wait a minute, but Sean, I thought you could just pick up people off the street and teach them to be guards. That's what Mike McDaniel says all the time, right? And that's how he proves it every year. At guards, we don't need to spend on guards. Tackles, they do. He is of the philosophy of spending on tackles, but centering guards, they don't spend money. And somehow or another, it looks like he got convinced by his failures that they have to spend a little bit more at guard. Shocker. Wow. Okay. I hope we fire McDaniel by week 6. Yeah. Listen, the season's over anyway. Nobody's saving your season, so whether they fire him in week 4, 6, 16, or after the season, it's still going to be the same season, but whatever. I mean, think about this. Okay. Here's what you got to imagine if you want to be realistic with yourself about being a Dolphins fan. Okay? So is Diddy all of a sudden, if you release him, he's going to be a nice person to people and not mistreat people or try to screw them? Probably not. Probably going to be who he is, right? It's kind of what happens. J-Lo. Smoke show. She gets married. She gets divorced. It's kind of what she does. The next guy, she'll marry. The next guy, she'll divorce. It's kind of who she is. You are what you are. After you show it over and over and over again, you are what you are. Did Joe Philbin change anything because you won the Minnesota game and you gave him an extension? No. Did Wanstead change as you kept him around? No. Did Ryan Tannehill get better as a quarterback as you kept him around every year? No. Same guy. So McDaniel's teams this season are going to be organized. No more pre-snap penalties. So he's going to stick to the run. He's going to have a more physical running attack. He's going to win all the challenges. He's going to get plays in on time. Is that what you're telling me? What? He's going to know what down it is. So all the things that have happened for 3 years now, he's going to continue to play players who screw you over like Hill week in and week out. Not Tyreek, Julian. So you all of a sudden, things are going to change. Really? Is that what you're telling yourself? These are the things that I find hilarious about fans. So all the things that are wrong with this guy, he's going to fix them all this offseason. Okay. All right. All right. If that's the way you want to roll, knock yourself out. Just think about that. That's like a screwed up situation. Big O, I've invested $4K in Bitcoin, or better yet, my daughter has invested daddy's money, LOL. At the end, I have everything paid off, my home, my boat. Bitcoin is for my 3 kids. Then you're doing the right thing. Then I'd put as much as you can. That's what I would do. That's what I'm doing. So, what else do we have? Brett says, more important, do your homework and learn all you can about investing. Learn about pay yourself first, dollar cost average, and use common sense, long-term patience. That's right. David, hello, Russia and Korea are American friends. Yes. We're siding with Russia now. Big O, today my birthday. Just hoping to wake up from this nightmare with my Miami sports teams. And Marlins nightmare is not getting better. The Heat nightmare won't get better for a few years. The Dolphins, as long as that coach is there, I just don't see a light of day. What am I missing? Inter can get it done. It's up to Messi now and the boys. I mean, Moss can't give them any more. And then you got a great hockey team. College basketball, I don't know where that's going. College football, Mike McDaniel, just a bigger version of it. A Cuban version of Mike McDaniel. So, yeah, things aren't good. Things aren't good, but what are you going to do, bro? Enjoy the Panthers and InterMiami. That's about it. By the way, Inter tonight, they take on KC. They lead 1-0 in the aggregate in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. That'll be 8 o'clock tonight. Let me see where we're at. 86,298 right now. I'm not saying we're going to go to all of a sudden win games. Oh, I'm just saying I would like to see Weaver get a shot. Yeah, but Justice, if Weaver gets a shot, you have to understand he gets a shot under terrible circumstances. He doesn't really get to really coach a team that's his. It's just a defensive coordinator switching over. And then whatever shambles the offense is in, he's got to pick up from it in the middle of a season. It's probably a bad situation where at the end of the year, they're just cleaning house. So it's not really the way you want Weaver to take over, my friend. It's not beneficial for him. Interim coaches don't really end up benefiting the team they're interim with. That's usually just a stepping stone to get experience to then down the line help somebody else because you finally got the shot somewhere else. But the interim never really sticks, Justice. So wishing and wanting that, it's almost like also ending it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I look forward to because it's just chaos. The only thing I look forward to would be that Mike McDaniel shuts me up and everybody else that doubts him, and he becomes what I just told you that there's no way he's going to become, because none of them ever do that. Nobody ever changes who they are. That makes no sense. Just, whatever. So that's kind of where it's at. So what you may want, Justice, will become a disaster. And whether you like him or not, there's a good chance he'll never be around again. Because that's kind of the way it works with interim coaches. Unfortunately. More often than not. Let's see. My friend believes things will change and he will stick to the run. I should have put up a poll. Yeah. I have more faith in the Heat than the Dolphins moving forward, even with an older Riley. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the part that sucks. I, too, like Weaver, but he'd take over a team with no window. It's not an ideal situation as much as I like the guy. I like him, too. But in this situation, he's dead in the water. As much as I like Weaver, let's not forget we had the really good coordinator to start the rebuild, and that was a disaster. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 86-330, by the way. So, good shit. Jay Gelfin for Lauderdale UFC United FC tonight, playing Gotham FC in the crossover league. Yep. USL against the NWSL. It's pretty cool. Is that game on the tube at all? Is it being streamed? Can I watch it somewhere, or do I have to go live? Jay. That's the only thing I don't know. Can you look it up, Sean, and tell us if the United game is aired tonight? Because I'd like to have both. I'd like to be watching Inter and the Fort Lauderdale United. That would be cool. If I can do it.
I will check, but he says it's tomorrow night on the thing.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday. Yes, that's right. Tonight is Inter. Tonight is the Panthers and Inter. That's what it is. My bad. Tomorrow night. Maybe I could go. I don't know. All right, folks. I got to tell you, my voice is it's killing me. I'd like to do more. I actually have more things to talk about. It's just, man, it's getting in my way. But I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 other things that I wanted to talk about. By the way, thoughts and prayers to Roberta Flack passing away. Not only did we lose Eddie Hill, but Roberta Flack and also Al Troutwig. Speaking of voices, broadcaster Al Troutwig, one of my favorite broadcasters, one of my favorite voices. I thought Al did a great job. Sounded always impeccable. Had those pipes, dude, that were just absolutely amazing. So God bless you, Al Troutwig, Roberta Flack, Eddie Hill. Appreciate you, Sean. As always, thanks to everybody out there. If you made a donation sending us to Spain, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't, send us to Spain. Use the QR code that you see there. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. We shall see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.